Today we're going to get some little known history about Praxis Prepper and also find out one super surprising fact about him too, right after the channel intro. Remember, only you can ensure you and your family's survival. Live your life with honor and integrity, and always be the wolf hunter. Don't be the sheep, and never be the wolf. Now what I like about Praxis Prepper's channel is that many of his videos are hands-on learning videos. And along with that, you also get a variety of prepping and survival topics. And while his short video intros will usually just about make you fall out of your chair laughing, once the intro is over, then you quickly realize that this is a pretty serious prepping channel where you're going to learn a lot from it. Anyways, I'll be putting links to his channel both at the top right hand corner of this video and also down in the description box so you can easily find his channel. And let's jump right into this interview. The Y2K threat was looming, and I think I was in my early 30s at the time. That actually made me think that prepping was a good idea. But I didn't actually start doing it yet. Not until I got dispatched on a riot over the release of some type of new tennis shoes. And I thought to myself, man, if people act this way over tennis shoes, what are they going to do when we have another second Great Depression? And the food stops coming. So that was actually the catalyst, whatever you want to call it, that actually got me started. So my question for you, Praxis, is what made you actually decide to start doing it? Was there an actual event, or did it just kind of sink in all of a sudden that you should be into preparedness?
Personal journey that got me into prepping was that I started from that, I don't like using labels, but that left-wing sort of avenue of, concern for stewardship of the earth, green living and sustainability, permaculture and stuff like that. When you start going down that road and you get interested in things like composting, rainwater collection, gardening, things of that nature, you're automatically doing a lot of things that, because you don't need as many inputs from the outside world, because you're using less stuff and less resources, you're automatically becoming more self-sufficient and more sustainable, and that is an easy carryover into prepping. I think what moved me from that, just being interested in permaculture and green living and everything, what moved me from there into more general sort of preparedness stuff was some experiences that I had. This house that I'm in right now, that is featured on my channel all the time, is a house that I built myself. While I was saving up to build this house, I bought the land here for it was like just under $30,000 for 10 acres of land. I bought a house kit from a company that, they give you a pile of lumber and an instruction manual, and you buy your own hammer and saw, and you build your house from there. I bought the kit for, again, it was just under $30,000. So all in, it was like 60 grand for the house, and it was about, whatever, maybe $20,000 for all the other things, foundation, all that kind of stuff. While I was saving up that money, I was living in a campground, in a trailer. It instilled in me the value of stuff that's well-made, stuff that is robust, and stuff that can take blackouts, things breaking. So when I built this house, I did things like I decided I'm going to have a wood stove. It doesn't really have that many moving parts. It's not going to, in a blackout, it can still run, it can still operate. And then from there, I just, added more things along those lines. I would add, when I had a 9-day blackout once in the winter, there was an ice storm, and the power was out here for 9 days. I could still heat the house, but my problem was that I didn't have any access to water because I had water coming from the well, and my refrigerator stopped working. But one by one, I would just kind of solve those problems, and I've come to prepping from the angle of just not wanting to be irritated with all these kind of easy to solve bumps and problems that really confound a lot of people. Like your power goes out and then your family member dies because the air conditioner goes out. That's just crazy to me, I think. I've come to prepping from the angle of wanting to have a smaller impact on the world around us. And like I said, the smaller impact you have on the world around you, the less dependent you are upon that world when things go wrong. And also just from the vantage point of just not liking inconvenience. And I think everyone can get on board with at least one of those things.
So you have a SHTF scenario video that's coming up. And from what I've seen of it so far, even though it's not been released yet, or at least the time of me making this, that it looks like it's really going to be full of a lot of valuable prepping and survivalist information and lessons. Then I think what sets yours apart than the others is that your catalyst, or whatever the word is, that makes SHTF happens is aliens invade the Earth. You know, instead of the usual pandemic or EMP or what have you, the usual topics with preppers. And for anybody that wants to check it out, the link to the video should be appearing in the upper right hand corner of this video just about now. And why don't you also tell us what made you decide to go with aliens invading instead of the normal typical prepper subjects?
I'm really excited about the new Alien Invasion series. It starts on December 1st. That date may have already gone by the time you're watching this, but December 1st, 2017, I'm starting the series. And what makes me so excited about it is because I think it's really great when you can combine entertainment with learning. In a way that's really meaningful. I know that a lot of times there's like entertainment stuff and they have like a little factoid here or there. But what I'm trying to do with this series is to really integrate the idea of prepping and preparedness in with the alien invasion model. Now, the reason I chose aliens versus any number of other things, which are arguably far more likely than aliens invading, like economic collapse, earthquake, fires, floods, even pandemic flu, while it's rare, is probably more likely to happen than aliens invading, unless the aliens invade by airdropping bird flu infected clown zombies, which would bring both of those worlds together right there. So we definitely have to keep our eye on that one. But the reason that I did aliens is because I just find that I love science fiction. I find that really fun and interesting. And it's not something that I've ever really seen on YouTube prepping channels. I know there's alien movies, and sometimes they have kind of like a preparedness thing going on in there, but they never really portray preparedness, I think, in its proper light. And I actually have a YouTube video coming up on why does Hollywood hate preppers. So look for that in the near future. But I just never think that prepping and sci-fi alien stuff really come together that much. There are some great prepping channels that do scenarios and things. The other day I was listening to one that was like an EMP sort of audiobook. Full Spectrum Survival has started a whole new thing where they are doing little mini scenarios and everything. I think that's really great, and I wanted to get on board with that because I just think it's fun and it's interesting. And I'm in a unique place where I can create an alien invasion where a lot of other people can't. I think other people can simulate, people invading and warfare and even zombies. You just kind of like muddy someone up with some makeup and put some blood on them. It's like voila, you got a zombie. But aliens and spaceships and special effects like that take kind of a unique skill set, and it's one that I have because I'm a cinematographer and a visual effects artist. That's my day job. That's what I used to do before I kind of had to become more of a full-time dad as my day job. But that's my skill set, and I felt that if anyone's going to do an alien invasion prepping show, I guess it's the burden is on my back. So, and I'm glad that it is because it's been a lot of fun putting it all together, and I hope that other people find it engaging and thought-provoking at the same time.
But something that surprises a lot of people about me, being that I'm a firearms instructor and I'm in law enforcement, I'm around guns all the time. My career has me getting into the occasional fight and stuff like that. It surprises a lot of people when they find out that I'm actually a practicing Orthodox Quaker. So Praxis, why don't you tell us something that would surprise people about you, something that people don't see in your videos?
I don't know that there's anything really about myself that I kind of hold back on my channel, with the exception of just my location where I live and my actual name. I'm pretty open about everything, and I only hold those back just because, there's some crazy people out there, Yeah, I pretty much share everything on my channel. I think the only thing that might be mildly surprising to people, because, the Praxis Prepping channel is kind of a window on all of my life, is that I have another YouTube channel that I've started, and it has absolutely nothing to do with prepping. As I was raising my boy and trying to teach him alphabets, numbers, letters, things like that nature. I'd always be looking for videos on YouTube that would satisfy his interest in seeing, helicopters or school buses or cement trucks or race cars, but had some educational component, that could teach him his alphabet or whatever. And I found that it was kind of difficult to find a lot of things. And whereas YouTube is so giant and vast, I found that kind of surprising that it was, you type in cement mixer, ABCs, you don't necessarily come up with anything. So it gave me the idea to make those videos. So I started a YouTube channel called Shooting Stars, and it's like all those kind of things. So if you have a kid and they right now I'm doing ninjas. If you have a kid and they love ninjas, I have a video that can teach you uppercase letters, lowercase letters, French alphabet, Spanish alphabet, Hebrew alphabet, Futhark, the Viking alphabet, ancient Greek alphabets, counting, colors, shapes, Morse code, I think the American Sign Language. I just kind of, just do all this stuff. So if you have a kid with any interest, there's a video for that. And I would have liked to have had that when my little boy was learning his alphabets and stuff. So I've been developing that channel to try to provide that to people, and and also maybe be able to make some income on the back end. My most popular video at the moment is Santa's Christmas elves teaching colors. Before that, it was orcas, killer whales, teaching also colors. People really want to learn their colors. So that's another thing that I've got going on the side that is has nowhere near as many subscribers as my Praxis Prepper channel. And my Praxis Prepper channel doesn't really have that many subscribers either. So, although 4,000 now, 4,001 this morning. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, I think that channel has 10 subscribers at the moment. So got to work on that one a little bit.
So while I pride myself on learning a lot of different self-reliance skills or prepping skills, such as tapping my own maple trees to make maple syrup, or making soap, or preserving food, stuff like that. What is a skill that you possess that you think that would be valuable to a group or a community during SHTF?
I think it's a really good question to ask. What do you bring to the party if you are, being approached by a prepping group? Well, a bunch of generalists are great. It's also nice to have really in-depth knowledge and information on various things. And I'm mostly just a generalist. That's just my personality. I like kind of, knowing about a lot of different things, but I'm not all like Asperger's, going down deep into one thing. Although some people think that I have Asperger's. I don't know. It's not even really a real diagnosis anymore in that autism thing, but a few people have thought that I've had Asperger's, but it was for cool reasons because they thought I was smart. So I'll take that. I do have one area where I have maybe more knowledge than most people, which is about construction. I built a house and I built a couple greenhouses. I've built a shed, and I guess I'm pretty good at it. I have a tendency to overbuild things. Because I'm a prepper, you want it to be strong. And I seem to be pretty good at building things that are very energy efficient, that don't need that much input from you to stay comfortable. So I suppose if I was ever approached by a prepping group, I could reliably tell them that I have many different ways of building kind of a structure that could keep their heads dry and keep their toes warm. So there you go.
Anyways, folks, I hope that you enjoyed this interview with Praxis Prepper. And if you'd like to subscribe to his channel, a link to his channel should be appearing in the upper right-hand corner of this video about now. I have to say that Praxis is one of my favorite prepping channels here on YouTube, and you won't be disappointed with this channel. Anyways, you're going to be seeing several more interview videos like this coming up in the near future with other preppers here on YouTube, so please stay tuned. Anyways, folks, if you made it this far, hey, thank you very much for watching, and I do pray that you have a good night.